What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode of Breakdowns with Brian, we're going to be going over my 2016 F-150 again. We're going to be mounting some lights underneath the truck. We're going to do 2 on each side, and we're going to be doing 2 in the back. I'm going to hook them up to the puddle lights underneath. So the only time that those lights are going to come on are going to be when the truck is unlocked or when the door is open. So basically, anytime you get in and out of the truck, they're going to be shining nice and bright on the bottom. So you don't just get the small puddle light if you have the puddle light. I guess that's another important thing about the video. If you don't have the puddle light mirrors, you might have to go a different route, or I know you can get like a harness for them, but we'll get into the video aspect of it. Like I said, I've got 2 on this side, 2 in the back, and 2 in the other side. I've already mounted and ran them. They're pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go underneath and show you what I did. When you run them on the driver's side, this is how I ran. I ran it from driver's side, wired them back, wired them over, and then wired them this way, and then went into the cab. We'll get into that. The easiest one to do is the driver's side. You've got your fuel lines, you've got your brake lines, your emergency lines, emergency brake lines, and they're all going over here. The back is pretty nice as far as keeping the wire off the floor. The other side's a little harder because there's no wire, there's no fuel, there's nothing on that side. So we'll get into how I mounted that as well. Let's get. All right, guys, so these lights here, I'll put a link in the description. I like how bright they are. They all come with mounting brackets. The ones that they came with were kind of small, so I kind of beefed them up. I got just some angle iron and just cut some angle iron. As you can see, I'm going to grab some, I don't know, some stainless steel or something like that bolts so these don't rust, and I'm going to switch those out. But these ones have 6 lights. I'll put a link in the description if I already didn't say that. I bought 6 of them. If I were to do anything different, I would put 3 sets on each side, but I didn't do that. I figured these would be pretty bright, and they are pretty bright. Now the first one, you're just going to drill and tap. So if you don't have anything like that, you're going to need something to drill and tap, and grab some bolts as well. They, like I said, they do come with the mounting bracket and the bolts. And then after I show you where I run all the wires and stuff like that, we're going to do just a really quick thing. So I soldered them in and then shrink wrapped them. So we'll go over that. Now the first one's going to be easy because you're going to have your one wire coming over to this one here. Now this is where it gets tricky because you're going to have your wire coming in from here, the wire from this one, and the wire from the back side that's going to come in. So the first one is only going to have 1 wire. This one here is going to have 3 wires, as well as the other 4, other than the last one, is only going to have 2 wire. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. That's why I'm going to do just a small tutorial, if you guys want, at the end of the video on how I shrink wrapped and soldered everything in. I'm gonna have to put this one up a little bit more, but that's how I ran those. Once you get towards the back, the frame kind of rides up, so there's not too much that you can go back anymore. So that's why those are there, instead of having maybe another one here, like I said, if I would have done another one. Now let's go to the rear. All right, so here we have in the back, as you can see, I've got 2 lights on each side. I'll put a link in the description about these as well. These are my reverse lights. These have been really nice. I live on a somewhat long driveway, so backing out with some extra lights, I have these hooked up to the reverse lights, but I'll put a link in the description with those. These here, that's how I have them mounted. You can only really mount the 6 lights here because you've got another bracket here. Same thing on this side. It's just mounted there. You can see them from maybe 20 feet away, but you can't really see them. They're kind of hidden up in there. And like I said, if you can see, maybe you've got a bunch of brake lines, bunch of fuel lines and stuff like that. Obviously the fuel lines are up there, your brake lines kind of come up here, and then you can basically just snake it up here until you get up here, and then you can hide it behind the tire here. And it's the same thing with this one. And then you'll be able to go from here back to there. Pretty easy. You're gonna have to go above the tire, above the shielding. And we'll talk about that once we get on that. All right, guys, so we are on the passenger side where there's really not a whole lot to go by to attach anything. So the driver's side, the passenger side is gonna look a little uglier as far as your mounting points and how much slop you have here. But get you something like this. I'll put a link in the description as well for these. You're going to have to drill and tap the frame here. Once again, just like all the other lights I've done. Drill and tap, it's a wire tie bracket, I guess you could say. But like I said, I'll throw a link in the description with these. You can get them on Amazon or go to your Harbor Freight, and you can get 100, 20 different pieces or 20 different sizes for like probably less than $10. So here is one way that I've shrink wrapped this 3-wire. I've got 2 wires here, and then I have your wire for the mount or for the light coming here. So as you can see, I've got the 2-wire here, and I pinched the 2 wires together here so they weren't pulling against each other. And that's how I have this one shrink wrapped. Now this one here is the same thing. As you can see, it's basically a 2-into-1, and that's how I did it. But like I said, we'll put that in the video at the end. I threw this one through the frame and comes up here. Now your other wire here is going to come up, and it's going to go through how you're going to run your power. You're going to come up through here. We'll open this. Going to pop this there. And this little, what do they call it, the diaper or whatever, the little styrofoam piece here. You're going to pop this one off. See if I can, there you go. You're going to remove it. And it's going to, there we go. So you have almost like a vent here, which is right here. As you can see, it's like a flap for the outside. That's where I ran my wire. So I ended up running a wire down this way, taped it up to the wire underneath, pulled it back up, ran it through here. Here's the wire, and I haven't gotten done with this yet. I'm going to remove this panel in the, see where we're at. We're at the passenger side rear door. Run it through here. I ran it all the way under here, which is easy. This pops up really easy, and then you can just shove it down in here. So you get to here, same thing there. You're going to run it into here, and this is where you're going to get your power. Let's move some of this. You'll move your, pull this up. Like I said, that's really easy to pull up, and it just snaps right off. And here's going to be your power wire here. Now it took a while for me to figure this out because I watched a couple of videos, and those videos weren't, some of them, I don't know if they had maybe a different trim level. I've got the XLT, which has the puddle lights in the mirrors, and it has the backup light, which you can see is on right now, which means the door's open, so the puddle lights are on. I'll call them puddle lights for now because, I used them for when the door's open. So some people are telling you to come into this one and pop that out and find a, whatever color wire and do that one. Don't do that one. I've already tried it. It doesn't work. You're going to come here And let me get my light on. I'll say white and purple, probably 50-50. It's a tight fit, but it's your white and your purple. And then this piece here, that just pulls right off. So this is going to be your hot wire. Sorry, this will be your hot, like I said, which is going to go to the purple and white wire. And you'll need some of these as well, and I'll put a link in the description for those, and I'll show you those real quick. And then your ground wire, your black, is just going to come up here with all the other ground wires here. So it's going to look, this is what it's going to look like here. You can also splice it and solder it, but I just put those little clamps on it for now. And it's just going to run there to your ground wire and for your purple and white wire. And then these, like I said, these here are just the wires that came from, I believe it's just a thicker speaker wire. So that is the one issue that I have. It's not really an issue. They're lights, but they don't come with extra wire. So you're gonna need some extra wire as well. You can use like speaker wire or any other thicker wire. I've got a thicker coating wire that I had. It's wire with, as you can see there, pretty thick coat on it, just for really longevity. But we will get into what it's gonna look like. Once it gets dark in 7 or 8 hours, we'll come out, we'll open the doors and stuff like that and really see how much it shines underneath. I'm very happy with the product and everything. So I believe that's really going to be it. Now, we'll get into this just real quick. If you want to throw it on a switch, so you can have them driving, you can have them on while driving. I'll get into it just really quick. You're going to need to get you something along the lines of this here. And it's going to come with a fuse, little fuse box and stuff. But with this, you have to run it to the battery, run it to a switch over here. But we'll get into that in another video. I may do one on my bull bar here that's got a light in it, and maybe I'll do one for you guys on that one. But with that said, before I turn the lights on, hit that like and subscribe. If you like the video and want to know anything else about it, put a link or put a comment down below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Until next time, guys. All right, guys, so we're going to do a quick light test. This is just unlocking it, and this is what you're going to get. So from probably about 10 feet, you can kind of see the lights under there. There you go. But they shine nice and bright. The rear as well. And then same thing for the driver's side. And it's the same thing. They go off just like the puddle lights, but as soon as you open the door, lights come on all sides. So if you like the video, hit that like and subscribe. If you guys want to know anything else about the install, leave a comment and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Until next time, guys.